steely-eyed front end that will surely grab your attention. Space, comfort, and convenience all found in its accommodating interior with built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi makes communicating simple. The new Silverado is mostly steel, unlike Ford, who went with aluminum for better fuel mileage. The Silverado gets you 22 mpg on highway and a stronger truck. The all-new Chevrolet Silverado will still be the most dependable, longest-lasting truck you will ever own. Tri-Fuse Incorporated, Highway 91, Princeton.
What does your morning sound like?
The itsy bitsy spider, rock-a-bye baby.
She's finally asleep.
Hi, welcome to McDonald's.
Can I get a sausage, egg, and cheese McGriddles, please?
Here's to making your morning routine a little better with a delicious breakfast from McDonald's.
1580 103.3 WPKY Coffee Talk is on the air. Morning conversations about things of interest to you. If you'd like to be a guest on Coffee Talk, just email us your information at WPKYonline@gmail.com. We're proud to call Caldwell County home. WPKY.
Good morning and welcome into Coffee Talk this morning. It is 38 right now. We're going to get right on into it because we've got a bunch of guests with us this morning. We're going to start off with Jeff Riggs, who is the director of an upcoming production of The Little Mermaid, which takes place in the Alhambra. Am I saying that correctly, Jeff?
The Alhambra Theater,
Alhambra Theater in Hopkinsville. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm so glad you took your time out of your day to talk to us about your production coming up.
Oh, it is my pleasure. We are so excited about this production. It's going to be one of the biggest ones in this community that we've done over the last 10 years.
I told somebody this morning, we gave away some tickets, and I was telling the woman, The Little Mermaid, I think, is my all-time favorite, and I don't know why, my all-time favorite Disney movie. And it came out when I was a little bit, up into my teenage years, so I'm not sure what it was about that movie, but that's like my all-time favorite one.
Yeah, it's a classic, and in fact, Disney has just re-released that production on video. Again, I forgot what the anniversary is, but sometimes they just put them in a vault and you can't get the video anymore, but now you can get the video. So we didn't realize that, but it's perfect timing for us.
Absolutely, yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, The Little Mermaid, it's a great show. Campanile Productions has been doing performances at the Alhambra Theater for the last 10 years. We are a community theater group who strives to exceed people's expectations, and this show is not going to be any different. The budget for this show is about $50,000, and we're so excited to bring it to Hopkinsville at the historic Alhambra Theater. The dates for the show are March the 14th through the 17th. That's a Thursday night through a Sunday. The night performances are at 7 o'clock, and then on Saturday and Sunday we have a 2:30 matinee. So there's about 5 different chances to actually see the show. We encourage people to get their tickets ahead of time.
So it's a 4-day production, 14, 15, 16, 4-day production. How long have you been rehearsing?
We've been rehearsing for the last, it's now 7 weeks. It's usually an 8-week production time, and the cast meets 2 to 3 times a week during this time, and then when we move into the theater, for the last 2 weeks, we're everyday rehearsals for a minimum of 5 hours a day.
Wow.
So everybody still has their jobs, and they're going to school and stuff, and then they come to the theater, and we practice at night till about 10 o'clock.
Wow, that's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time, a lot of commitment. But you know what? You have different people from different walks of life, and we all pull our own talents and passions, and we create something that's much bigger than us individually. And so we're really super excited to bring it to the community. Another date that you need to keep in mind is on Wednesday, March the 13th. That is our final dress rehearsal, and we do open the doors for that as a community performance as well. It is not a ticketed event, but it is a donation at the door. We call it Pay What You Can Night. That allows people to be able to come to the theater who may not be able to come on the dates when it's scheduled, or if money's a little bit tight, they can come in for a donation. We don't stipulate how much you have to pay. It's just any donation, and then they can see the show, and it gives our cast a chance to perform in front of a live audience. So that's Wednesday the 13th. It's Pay What You Can, and then Thursday night at 7, Friday at 7, Saturday at 2:30 and 7, and Sunday at 2:30.
Okay. So tell me you said this is a $50,000 budget production.
That is correct. That is correct. And people don't realize how expensive these productions are. Our costumes alone, we had to rent these costumes. They came to us from Kansas City, and our costumes cost us $15,000 to rent. They're beautiful costumes. I mean, you're going to feel like you're at Disney when you see these costumes because they are beautiful and big and bright and colorful and everything you would expect from a Disney show.
Wow, that is amazing. So how did you get, Jeff, into, you're a doctor, correct?
Yes, ma'am. I tease around, golf is a passion for a lot of doctors for their downtime. Mine is theater. So I just incorporate all my free time into theater. And I've been doing it, for probably the last 30 years or so, 30 to 40 years.
How did you get started in theater?
It was just one of those things growing up as a kid. I just kind of liked it. And unfortunately, my school, high school and stuff, didn't really have a lot of theater stuff. And so I just did some church-type productions. And so I just kind of took it from there. And it's, sometimes people have certain gifts and talents, and this is kind of where I've been, so to speak. And I've just kind of honed those skills with all these years of experiences. And my daughter actually has just recently graduated from Samford University with a degree in musical theater. And so it's just kind of been something our entire family has done that we can do together. And then we've incorporated all these other people in the community, and we just make this huge commitment and this beautiful production. And about 30,000 people have come out to see the productions over the last 10 years here in Hopkinsville, and we expect this one to be just as big. As of right now, we're approaching 1,500 tickets in pre-sales already. There are still tickets available, and so we encourage people to purchase them. You can get them online ahead of time at Campanile Productions. That's C-A-M as in Mary, P as in Paul, A-N as in Nancy, I-L-E, productions.com. Tickets ahead of time are $15 and $23. The $23 are for the premium seats, but those are almost gone. And at the door, tickets are available for as long as they are available, and they are $20 and $25 at the door.
And that's for the evening and the matinee, the same price?
That is correct. That is correct. And with the shows being so costly, we try to keep our ticket prices down for people to be able to come, but at the same time, we still have to recoup our cost.
Absolutely.
Let me give you a phone number as well, because sometimes people have difficulty if they're not computer savvy or not really sure what to do, but someone can walk you through that process. And that phone number is 270-889-4462. If they do not answer, just leave a message, and that person will get right back to you as well. We are all volunteer, and so sometimes our ticket person has to be at work and can't get away from their work to answer a question immediately, but they will get back to you at 270-889-4462.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. Just make sure if you don't get somebody, just hang tight, leave a message. They'll get back to you. That's good.
Correct.
So now, gosh. All right. So do we have any Princeton, Fredonia, Caldwell County people in this show?
I don't know any. There may be one that came to us from the Princeton area. In the past, we have had people in Princeton area. Most of the people are from Hopkinsville, Cadiz, Crofton. We've had some from Clarksville. We've not had any from Paducah or Nashville or Mayfield or anything like that. We have had some from Greenville. So it is a true community area-wide production. It's not just all Hopkinsville. And we encourage people to come out for auditions. For our future shows, they can befriend us on Facebook at Campanile Productions. And that's where all the audition information is. And so people have just kind of found us by word of mouth. And the slate is wiped clean for every show. So we have people come in from outside the area to come in and judge our auditions so that we're not guilty of just always picking the same people.
And that was going to be my question.
Fresh talent.
And that was going to be my next question was how did you choose, specifically Ariel for this show?
Well, in this particular show, we had five different judges. One was from Greenville, one was from Hopkinsville, one was from Nashville, who came up, and we had about 50 people audition for the show, and then we narrow it down to about 3 for each individual part, and then they have a callback audition about 2 or 3 days later where they come in and then audition in front of not only the judging panel, but also all the other cast members who were called back for various roles, so that everybody can see how everybody did, and then it's just narrowed down. And it's, it boils down to not only their talent, can they sing, can they dance, can they act, but a look. Do they have the look of Ariel, or do they have the look of Scuttle or Sebastian? And, you know, there are multiple ways we could have cast the show, but at the end of the day, it's all about what's the overall look. And because people that come to, they're familiar with the show, The Little Mermaid, as you are, and you have in your mind what Ariel should look like or what Scuttle should look like. So we try to stay along those same lines so that it's not anything that will shock you, so to speak.
Sure, I understand. What are some of the past things that you've done?
We just did Beauty and the Beast. That was a huge show for us. We've done Annie. We've done Cinderella. We've done Spamalot, The Wedding Singer. We've done The Best Christmas Pageant Ever. We've done The Christmas Carol. We've done Steel Magnolias. Those are just a few of the ones that we've done. And in the summer, we do offer a drama camp for kids from first grade through high school. And it's two different camps that are ongoing, and they do smaller shows in a week to 2 week turnaround time. And that information is also available on our Facebook page and also our webpage at CampanelaProductions.com.
What's the cost of the summer camp?
The summer camp, I believe, is between $100 to $150, depending on which week that you are involved with it. I do not normally direct the summer camp, so I'm not as up to date on that prices. But if you'll call that number that I gave or send a message on the Facebook page, someone will get back to you and give you the specific details on the date, the audition times, and the cost.
All right. So you listed off a bunch that you've done, and you don't do anything small, do you?
No, ma'am.
Everything I just heard was all stuff that has to be, it sounds like it would be a really big undertaking.
It is a huge undertaking, but, we try to inspire our cast, not only our cast, but the people that come to see our shows, and when you work together as a team, you can accomplish great things. And so we just put this in action so people can realize it. I don't really have a lot to offer, but you know what? What you can offer, you can put it with someone else, and they put it with someone else, and eventually the next thing you know, you've got this huge production that you can be proud of. And I think what it does eventually, too, is that when the show is done, you walk away and you're like, you know what? This community, and my community, not just Hopkinsville, but our community, we do have a lot to be proud of, and we can be proud of our community and what we've done and what we will continue to do. I think a lot of times when we're in a smaller community, we sometimes may carry a chip on our shoulder when we look at the other, like Nashville or whatever. Certainly we can't compete with a Nashville, but we can certainly do our best for the people in our community and give them something to be proud of.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think there's anything small about doing things like The Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast and any of the Steel Magnolias. That's a big one. That had to have been, because you have to have very specific talent for those. People have to know how to cry on cue.
Right, they sure do, and it just takes practice. It does take a lot of time, but it's time. It's been said that if you're passionate about something, it's not work, and this is what I'm passionate about, and so that's why it's what I do in my free time. It's kind of how I relax, so to speak. Yes, it may be stressful right now, but it is how I relax because I know that the end product, people are going to be changed because of it.
All right, Jeff, is there anything else you want to tell us about The Little Mermaid before we...
We are doing lots of new things. Campanile has done a lot of first, if you will, at the Alhambra, everything from flight to digital imagery and so forth, and this is not going to be any different. There is flying in this show, but not flying like what you would normally think, but because it takes place underwater, Mermaid has to swim. And so we have flight gear for that, and there are several flight scenes during that. And then we do have the digital projection, which is brand new to the Alhambra Theater. Instead of our backdrops that fly in from the ceiling down to change our scenes, we have a digital projection system this time, which is brand new. And so we're super excited for people to experience that. So there's a lot of special effects. You will be entertained. The show itself runs about 2 hours and 20 minutes. That's with intermission. We've had people ask, do my 1-year-old or 2-year-old need a seat? If they occupy a seat, they will have to pay full price for that ticket. We don't recommend that you hold your 1 or 2-year-old in your lap for the whole 2.5 hours because they may get antsy, and then the people around you may be, a little bit perturbed. But at the same time, depending on your child, they may be completely enthralled or engaged and may not move because it's Little Mermaid or it's Scuttle or it's Sebastian on stage, and there's light and smoke and special effects, and it's just a great family show, and we encourage people to get their tickets, come out and support us and have a great time with your family.
Thank you so much, Jeff, for talking to us this morning. And one more question: what's on the menu for the next production from you?
The next production that we're doing, it will be in the fall, and it's the Addams Family.
Oh, how fun!
Yeah, it'll be around October, which is appropriate for Halloween. And so get online and check for auditions and further information about that to get their show.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, for joining us this morning. We appreciate all the information.
My pleasure. Thank you, and we'll see you at the show.
All right. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
All right. That was Jeff Riggs, director of the upcoming production of The Little Mermaid at the Alhambra Theater in Hopkinsville. The show dates are the 14th through the 17th. We're going to talk to